Is there anything scarier than Pennywise the Dancing Clown? Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 scariest It franchise moments. For this list, we're taking a look at the most frightening moments from both chapters of this supernatural horror tale. Since we're only focusing on Andy Muschietti's modern adaptations, scenes from the original 1990 miniseries will not be included. Both a spoiler alert and a content warning are now in effect. Number 20. Paul Bunyan and the Hypnotized Townspeople. With the losers all back in Derry, they set out to find their various artifacts to complete the ritual of Chud. As Richie looks for his, he suddenly remembers when the statue of Paul Bunyan came to life and tried to eat him. Although the statue is back to normal in the present, Pennywise is there waiting, sitting on the statue's shoulder.
Play a game with me, would you? How about Street Fighter?
As he taunts Richie, Pennywise draws the townspeople into the act, demonstrating just how strong his hold over Derry really is.
I know your secret, your dirty little secret.
It's surreal, creepy, and disturbing enough even before Pennywise charges right for him. Number 19. Fortune cookies. Rendezvousing at a Chinese restaurant, the losers discuss what to do next.
We don't know how to do fortune cookies here, mine just says guess.
At the end of the meal, and still not quite believing what Mike is telling them, they crack open fortune cookies. Inside, however, is a whole lot of, well, WTF.
Whoa, whoa!
Nightmarish creatures spill out onto the table, including a bloated insect with a wailing baby's face. Because who said nightmares have to make sense? Realizing that no one else in the restaurant can see the horrors adds another level of dread, with the losers understanding that they really are all on their own.
Yeah, can we get the check?
Number 18. The Burning Hands. Like Henry murdering his father, this incident is based on a more realistic concept, and it's all the more distressing for it. The scene begins relatively tamely, with a blackened hand mysteriously emerging from behind the locked door. Creepy, yes, but nothing too nightmare-inducing. But then the real nightmare begins, as more hands emerge, while screams can be heard and flames can be seen from behind the door. The entire concept of burning alive is enough to send anyone into fits of anxiety. And the sight and sounds of helpless people burning to death churns one's stomach like no fictional monster ever could. Number 17. Henry Bowers kills his father. Sometimes the scariest scenes are ones more grounded in reality. Sure, monsters are scary, but there's something innately unsettling about an insane child murdering his father with a switchblade. The scene ratchets up the tension by showing us the balloon tied to the mailbox, the switchblade, and Henry's utterly depraved expression. We're then treated to the troubling sight of a TV presenter and a chorus of children urging Henry to kill his father as he sticks the switchblade in his neck.
Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Oh, no!
The combination of the dreamlike images on the TV screen and the unsettling realism is enough to make this scene one of the film's most memorable. Number 16. It Comes to School. The film makes great use of its amnesia premise, with the losers experiencing flashbacks that show hitherto unseen scares from the summer of 1989.
Oh, easy, it's just me.
After the losers fight and temporarily break up, Ben finds himself at school. Beverly comes to hang out, and for a moment it seems that his crush on Bev isn't quite as unrequited as he thought.
Oh my god. Oh, I meant as a friend.
But when she taunts him for misreading the signals, he makes the horrific discovery that he hasn't been talking to Beverly at all. With her head on fire, it chases him through the halls of the school. Perhaps worse, though, is that claustrophobic scene in the locker.
Kiss me, fat boy.
Number 15. The Painting. We all had that one painting or figurine growing up. You know, the one that your parents had to stow away in the attic, or the one where you had to cover your face or close your eyes as you were walking past it. That relatable childhood experience is exploited here, when Stan is forced to confront his fears of the unsettling flute-playing thing. Seriously? Who would even have this in their study? Sure, the scene is a little cliched. Creaky door, something lurking in the shadows behind a character, but damn if it isn't done in an effective way. And then it returns and eats Stan's face, and we all wet our pants. Number 14, Pharmacy Basement. Adult Eddie's search for his artifact leads him to remember an encounter with his worst fear, the leper, who also showed up in the first film.
Eddie, Kasprak.
That's me.
I remember you.
As boy Eddie tries to rescue his mother, who's strapped down in the pharmacy basement, the chained creature lunges forward, fingers grasping. Panicking, Eddie abandons his mother to the monster's attacks. Disturbingly, it's never clear if this is really her or an illusion. Adult Eddie confronts the monster again in that same basement, and it's here that he figures out Pennywise's weakness, and gets a face full of disgusting ichor for his troubles. Number 13, Adrian Mellon's death.
Meg Ryan called. She wants her wig back.
The opening scene of It Chapter 2 shows the return of Pennywise's influence over Derry when a gay couple is attacked on the streets. Homophobic teens beat Adrian Mellon bloody and throw him off a bridge.
Adrian.
His boyfriend Don tries to save him, but Pennywise gets there first and bites a huge chunk out of poor Adrian. While a ravenous killer clown under a bridge is scary enough, the real-world element makes the scene so much more brutal, as the murder of Adrian was inspired by the 1984 murder of 23-year-old Charlie Howard. In a film of fantasy scares, it's a chilling reminder that human monsters are very real. Number 12, The Headless Chase.
A boy should be spending his summer outside with friends.
The library scene is undoubtedly one of the movie's best. Who can forget the images of the creepy librarian staring at Ben, or the decapitated head in the tree? And it ends on a spectacular note, with a headless body chasing Ben through the basement. The scene begins with the ominous image of a man descending the stairs. The filmmakers then use some expert framing, surprising us with the fact that the man is headless, complete with screeching musical accompaniment. It's all then capped with a perfect jump scare when Pennywise rushes at Ben. Something for everyone.
Egg boy.
Number 11, Return to Neibolt Street. When the losers first entered the well house on Neibolt Street as kids, they had no idea what to expect.
Well, I love what he's done with the place.
As adults, however, they know it's more than just a house of wood and stone, and it's haunted by something so much worse than a ghost.
Ben?
Pennywise doesn't pull any punches this time either. Ben is sliced up by an unseen Pennywise, while the head of young Stanley does its best John Carpenter's Thing impersonation.
It's Stan.
The Neibolt house has even more non-stop horrors than the first time around, never giving the losers or audiences a second to breathe.
Oh, there he is.
Number 10, The Deadlights. No matter how scary some of its forms may be, there's nothing more terrifying than the Deadlights. The Deadlights are its true, unimaginable form, and simply gazing upon them is enough to make a person go insane. The Deadlights are creepy and all, but what really makes this scene so terrifying is Pennywise's face. We watch in heightened anticipation and utter disgust as his eyes roll into the back of his head, and his face opens up to reveal an endless maw of sharp teeth and the creepy sounds of people screaming. It's enough to send Bev into a catatonic state, and it's enough for us to declare this movie a terrifying piece of work. Number 9, The Clown Doll Room.
Oh, shit.
We'll take rooms we would never want to be stuck in for $200, Alex. This intensely creepy room full of clown dolls preys on a not uncommon fear. Yep, the fear of clowns. There are numerous ones in this room, and they all stare directly at Richie. And, through Richie's point of view, the audience. The scene is taut with anticipation and tension, as we expect one of the dolls to attack Richie, or for Pennywise to jump out from his hiding place. However, the scene nicely subverts our expectations by revealing a disgusting Richie corpse doll and saving the jump scare for the end.
Beep, beep, Richie.
Number 8. Claustrophobic Visions. When the ritual of Chud fails, Pennywise is quick to separate the losers, plunging them into their own nightmarish visions. Ben thinks he's stuck in their old underground fort with the walls caving in, slowly burying him alive. Beverly, on the other hand, finds herself trapped in the bathroom stall where the girls at school used to torment her, about to drown in blood.
Are you still my little girl, baby?
And if she doesn't drown, the things on the other side of the door will get her. Those who suffer from claustrophobia will cringe as Ben and Bev's breathing space gets smaller and more desperate. Number 7. Pennywise emerges from the fridge. Now, this is one image we're never getting out of our heads. To seemingly mock Eddie's broken arm, Pennywise slowly emerges from a dark and dilapidated fridge. Only his body is completely contorted, forcing him to crawl out on his hands before completely reconfiguring his body to stand upright. The scene starts tamely enough. A spooky clown hand emerges from the fridge. Yawn. But then we see the unpredictable and frightening image of Pennywise's upside-down, contorted body. And we can suddenly relate to Beverly's catatonia. The sound effects of Pennywise's shifting bones and the accompanying creepy music certainly don't help. Well, that's one way to make an entrance.
Time to float.
Number 6. The Projector Scene.
That's where Georgie disappeared.
As original as the Georgie puppet is, we have to give the most original award to the Projector Scene. It's new, it's scary, and it's unexpected. The scares begin with the slightly unsettling image of the projector moving on its own and showing increasingly sinister pictures of Pennywise. Freaky, but nothing too bad, right? The true terror kicks in once the projector is knocked over. We wait in unbearable anticipation as the slides change and send us into darkness before a giant Pennywise emerges from the wall and chases the heroes. A creepy projector is fun, harmless horror. An unexpected giant Pennywise is soul-searingly terrifying. Number 5. Funhouse Mirrors. Trying to save Dean, a kid who lives in his childhood home, Bill follows the boy into the funhouse at the town carnival. Despite the dizzying shifts, he does manage to find him.
Stop following me!
Dean is freaked out that a grown man is following him, but soon realizes there's a bigger danger lurking nearby. Bill tries to break the glass as Dean desperately tries to find a way out, but it's soon clear that there is no escape. Bill can only watch in horror, pleading with it to take him instead, as Pennywise begins to smash the glass and then devours the boy. Number 4. The Georgie Puppet.
I lost it, Billy. Don't be mad.
Chalk this one up as one of the movie's scariest original scenes. We all saw this scene in the trailer. Georgie mockingly taunts Bill with a creepy incantation of "You'll float too," before Pennywise erratically charges at Bill. But the movie adds an unexpected twist when Georgie's face begins to decompose and his voice grows more demonic.
You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too.
We also get to witness the mortifying visual of Pennywise mouthing the words and using Georgie as a little corpse puppet. Not too many movies contain child corpse puppets, so props to it there, we guess. To end the scene, Pennywise slithers away like a snake, because why not? Number 3. Under the Bleachers. At a baseball game, little Victoria Fuller is lured away from her mother by a firefly. Drawn below the bleachers, she meets a funny-looking clown.
Hello, Ricky. Isn't that what your friends call you?
While she's suspicious of him at first, Pennywise explains that no one wants to be his friend because of how he looks.
Oh, silly old Pennywise. You'll never have no friends.
People make fun of me too.
The girl, who has a large birthmark on her face, understands this all too well. Of course, it's all a diabolical trick to lure her closer, right into Pennywise's clutches.
I can blow that thing right away.
You could?
Oh, yes. One poof and it'll be gone.
Just like poor Georgie in the first film, Victoria is taken in, and needless to say, she doesn't come back out from the bleachers. Number 2. Mrs. Kirsch. While searching for her artifact, Beverly returns to her old home.
It's not for me to tell you this, but your father passed away.
Estranged from her father, she's surprised to learn from the kindly old woman living there now that he's passed away.
You feel free to look around while I get the water boiling.
Oh, really, it's fine. You don't need to do that.
Don't be so polite.
Mrs. Kirsch invites her in for tea, but it's not long before it becomes clear that something is not right.
But you know what they say about Derek. No one who dies here ever really dies.
The old lady is odd, and we don't mean eccentric. When Beverly lets her guard down, she's attacked by a naked, monstrous, gigantic old lady. With the scene's long build-up and huge payoff, we won't be forgetting Mrs. Kirsch anytime soon. Before we unveil our terrifying top pick, here are some honorable mentions. The Leper. Patrick's Death. Pulled into the Drain.
Oh, take my hand!
Eddie attacked by Henry.
And then the leper, he threw up all over me. Hey, it's my family. Why don't you come back to Maine?
It's your time, Eddie.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Georgie's Death.
See you later. Bye.
This was scary in 1986, it was scary in 1990, and it's extra scary in 2017. This is a masterful sequence, and it starts the movie in gruesome fashion, which is just how we like it. The sight of Pennywise in the darkened sewer is unsettling, but paralyzing fear sets in once he attacks Georgie. We witness the attack in graphic detail, and it is overwhelmingly, monstrously horrifying. The sight of a child missing an arm and screaming in pain is a sight as disturbing as pretty much anything that can be on film, ensuring that this movie starts with a warning. If you can't handle this content matter, turn back now. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.